Hey, a Mystic family. Now, I don't know if I shared in another video that I have been making a list of you might be a Karen if, kind of like Jeff Foxworthy's, you might be a redneck. I'm getting very close to 50 of them. And today, I was inspired to add another one to that list. And that one is being uploaded here first because I'm going to pick apart this Karen's post from Facebook. Now, I won't expose her. I've already done that on Twitter. But let's pick apart all her comments. So basically, my thing is you might be a Karen if you insult younger generations by giving false information about how that generation grew up. So, her first sentence, I am Generation X. Fair. Anyone who was born between 1965 and 1979, we are the last generation that played out until dark. I don't think so, Karen. I played outside until dark and beyond because I was allowed to go catch lightning bugs, and I lived out in the country, so it made it, I played outside all the time. We are the first generation to play video games and the last to record. Okay, let's just stop with the video games. Fair. I'll respect that. But you will see something further that has to do with the video games. The last to record songs off the radio onto a cassette tape. I never did that. I recorded CD onto a cassette tape because I had an older car and I made mixtapes. So, okay, the radio onto a cassette tape, fair. We loved roller skating on Friday and Saturday nights. I've never roller skated. My next door neighbor did a little bit, but only in her driveway. It was not something I care to do because I'm kind of clumsy. Like Jar Jar Binks, which is why I like Jar Jar. So, Jar Jar haters, bye. Hey, I embrace my clumsiness. I don't really care. And he's funny, so there you go. That's just my opinion on him. Anyway, yeah, roller skating. I just don't like sports. Unless it's horse sports, I could care less. We survived the 80s with big hair. Yeah, I had big poofy bangs. Mom curled my bangs and took a pick and frizzed them, so I did too. My hair wasn't that way, just my bangs. But it still counts because it's still part of your hair. And the era of extravagant everything. You can keep your extravagant everything and shove it, Karen, because I'm a tomboy. I played outside. I got dirty. Now, some people will argue that tomboys were into sports. No. It's whatever you want it to be. If you call yourself a tomboy because you played outside and got dirty instead of being all girly and putting on makeup and dressing up, because I didn't do any of that. I gave a shit less about makeup. And I did put it on for a time frame. But do you see me wearing it now? No, I'm not. I don't care. I don't need it. It's expensive. I had better things to spend my money on, like gaming stuff. Stuff that actually makes me happy. Makeup does not make me happy. Bam. Because I don't care what people think about how I look. We took walks with friends without worry of being taken. We did that too. Heck, my boyfriend did that all the time when he slept over at his grandmother's house. He took walks with his cousins all the time. So, no, you're not the only generation that did that. We watched cartoons on Saturday morning while eating a bowl of cereal. Yeah, I did that too. Huh. And I grew up with, I think, the better cartoons. Because I had DuckTales, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck. Yeah. We programmed the VCR before anyone else. Okay, fair. You did it, but you taught us. So we learned how to do it. Now, obviously, generation after us doesn't know how to do it because they're pretty much obsolete anymore. So yeah, I know how to do that. I know how to make a mixtape with a cassette player. Unfortunately, my system is broken now. Well, the CD part's broken. We remember learning how to use a computer for the first time. Our first computer was a Tandy. And yeah, maybe if you were lucky enough to have one back then, it was one of those monstrous things. There's actually a picture of my grandfather standing next to one of the first computers ever created, and it's bigger than him. And I'm like, no thanks. We played Atari and Nintendo. Well, Karen, I hate to tell you, but you forgot about a gaming system that came out when those did. You forgot about Intellivision. I had one of those. Now, unfortunately, my cousins broke it, but I still have the games to it. I still have the game cartridges. I'd love to play that shit again, and I'd probably suck at it because it's been so long and I'm rusty. But yeah, you forgot that one. Nobody cared about Intellivision, unfortunately. We are the generation of Soul Train, Gilligan's Island, Dukes of Hazzard, Scooby-Doo, Charlie's Angels, Wonder Woman, Little House on the Prairie, Happy Days and Good Times. Okay. Soul Train, no, I did not watch. Gilligan's Island, I saw bits and pieces of. Dukes of Hazzard, I know of, but I've never seen it. Scooby-Doo, I loved. Charlie's Angels, heard of it, never really watched it. Wonder Woman series, no. Little House on the Prairie, yes, I watched that with my parents. Well, mostly mom, but Happy Days and Good Times, nah. But you know what I did watch with my mom? I watched Mr. Bean. I watched Mr. Ed. I watched Andy Griffith's Show. I watched Are You Being Served, which, in my opinion, was one of the greatest British sitcoms ever. They were hilarious, and I ended up buying the entire set on DVD, and I still own it. I haven't gotten a chance to watch through all of them, but I have it. So I did appreciate older stuff. And Scooby-Doo, yes, I know that's been around for a long time, and kids today love it. So at least it's one of those things. Oh, we forgot about another one that so many of us grew up with. The original classic Looney Tunes. And you don't see me shooting people. And they make a big deal about Elmer Fudd having it's a hunting rifle, dumbass. You want to remove it from him, you're being a Karen. Sorry. But don't ruin a perfectly good classic. Okay, we traveled in cars without seatbelts or airbags. Ouch. I feel bad for you. And you kind of forgot about I walked so many miles to school each day. Or was that the boomer generation before you guys? I don't know. But yeah, I feel bad that you didn't have seatbelts or airbags. Oh, and rode in the back of pickups? Excuse me, I did that. Granted, it was on a back road where the police didn't travel so that we wouldn't get caught. And it was to make sure the rototiller didn't shift around while transporting it from my grandmother's house to our house to use for our garden. So, and it's not like my dad wasn't a careful driver, because he definitely was. Lived without cell phones. Oh, I lived without a cell phone too as a kid. Yes, I have one now. Everybody freaking has one now. I kind of wish they were around back then, because all the videos I could have taken of my cats, instead of losing, photographs of them, and, yeah, we have some photographs, but photographs can easily get ruined. Yes, phones can get ruined too, but it is still nice to have those photograph memories, but making videos is more memorable because once it's on the internet, it's on the internet. It ain't going anywhere. It's going to be there, wherever you upload it. We didn't have flat screens either. Shoot, I remember when I started working as an unloader at Walmart and picking up one of those big tube TVs. All the guys were standing there saying, "Oh, she can't do it. She can't do it. She's a girl. She can't pick up a big, heavy tube TV." You know what? I proved those guys wrong. Because I picked that sucker up, put it right where it needed to go. Bam. Proved them all wrong. Yeah, you want to say women don't have muscle. But yeah, I remember tube TVs. My grandmother has one of the original tube TVs that is built into the wooden frame. I don't think it works anymore, but she still had it last time I was over there. She still had her original record player too, and it's cool that vinyl came back. Surround sound. I could give a shit less about surround sound. If I want surround sound, I'll go to the movie theater and watch a movie and enjoy it that way. I don't care about having it in my house. I'll enjoy a movie in my house whether I have surround sound or not. I'm not picky. I do not care. If I feel like watching it, I will sit and watch it. It don't have to have surround sound. iPad, I don't use Apple devices, so no. No iPad. Facebook and Twitter? You know, there was one that came out before that, and it's obsolete now. MySpace. I remember that, because I remember playing little games on there, and there was one where you could have this little pet cat, and you fed it and did stuff with it. Kind of like what you do on the Neopet website. But it was on your MySpace. I had a MySpace account. Can't get back onto it anymore, but that came out before Facebook and Twitter. And memes have been around forever, it's just the different format. I mean, because we can take old school stuff and turn it into a modern day meme, but it's always been a meme, technically. And then, yeah, we had great time all the time with each other. Okay. We definitely are a different breed, yeah. But you know what? We're all living in the same here and now. And there's no need to go around saying that we were the only ones that did this when that's not true. And I know other older millennials like myself can vouch for having done some of this. Especially playing outside and watching Saturday morning cartoons and eating cereal. So, Karens, before you assume that you are the last generation that did something, do some research. Because assuming is a Karen thing. And I'm getting tired of people doing it, to be honest. And you know what else is funny? I don't like this millennial term. There's something that's kind of hard to find, but if you do look it up, there's a generation from 1980 to 1984 or 85, I believe. So it's just a small little window called Xennial. That's me. I'm an Xennial. But you can call me an older millennial. That's fine. Or how about call me a millennial falcon? I don't know. That's kind of what we want. Because our generation was good in its own reasons. For its own reasons. Every generation is good for its own reasons. But, like I said, the assuming crap that you were the last generation or the first generation. Okay, the first generation for some things, that's fair. You are not the last generation that played outside until dark. Because, heck, my daughter's played outside until dark, and I've been out there with her, so bam. Shove it. There's no need to be a Karen. So if you guys are interested in my You Might Be a Karen series, like I said, I have the list. It's almost to number 50, and that's just situations that define you might or might not, or even are. So I have a Facebook page called Mista Quotes, which is my life experience quotes, and I'll see if I can pop that link in the description for you, or comments, whatever, if you want to follow that. Now, I was considering putting those You Might Be a Karen quotes on there as a break from the normal quotes that I put. So, if you want to follow that page, and if you want to see those Karen quotes, let me know. Now, I'm not just completely bashing Karens, because I still feel like we're all a Karen about something, but there are some things that it's valid to be a Karen about, because Karens tend to fuss about things. And yes, there are things that we fuss about, but we have a valid reason to fuss about them. I'm not going to give examples because I don't want to make anyone angry about it or thinking that I'm being rude. But, like, I can't think of anything that applies to me at the moment, but I'll admit, I've been a Karen about stuff before. And I realize that, you know, it was a stupid attitude to have, but I've done it. It's a mistake. And sometimes I've deleted the comments that implied that. Because when I look back over my Facebook memories, a lot of the stuff that I posted was negative, which is why I haven't really posted much anymore. Unless it's a meme. Because, yeah, there's plenty of those, too. And there are plenty of good memories, but I had a problem with being negative, and Karens are technically negative, so I've gradually grown out of that. And the way life is going right now, it's hard not to be negative. So fighting it is one of the most difficult things. But I've learned so much just of this whole Karen thing. Things that they do and things that they say that just kind of make me think twice, like, have I ever done that before? And then, not that I know of, and now I know how childish it sounds, and no, I'm not going to. Because it's like, if I find something that's a wrong price, whatever. I'm not going to fuss about it. Karens fuss about it. So that kind of thing. Because dealing with it firsthand in retail, just, believe me, it's a headache. It's a headache. Don't be a Karen. But yeah, if you want to follow that page, enjoy my life quotes. I'm almost to 100, and that was when I was going to take the break and do the Karen ones. I have a few others behind it to go past the Karen, or like to go past 100, but I kind of want to just do the break. If people, like, 5 people have seen it already, the post that I made about, well, thanking the fact that I had over 50 likes on the page, and it's now at 60. I'm amazed that a stupid Facebook page that I've made has gone that far. I'd never expected that. But if you want to see Karen quotes, or I will add them as soon as I hit 100 of normal ones. And I do have, like I said, I do have the list on my phone. I put a couple on TikTok. But there's, of course, other stuff on TikTok, so I'm trying to balance my content, even though it's variety content. But yeah, I'll put those links. Well, TikTok, Mystic Unigon, it's pretty much the same everywhere. But I mean, you can look up Mystic Quotes. It is public, so you might be able to even find it if I don't provide a link. But yeah, if you want to see my TikTok, my lamb chop video that went viral, I'm gonna actually, on that topic real quick, I'm going to do a video each month of lamb chop. What I didn't share in the TikTok where I said I was going to do that, oh yeah, and I grew up with lamb chop. Okay, there's another good example. Granted, I was a little old for it, but I still watched some of it because it was cute, and I had the puppet, and I never got rid of her, thank God. Sherry Lewis' birthday was January 17th. And I'm hoping and praying that I'll be able to get Charlie Horse and Hush Puppy by that date so that I can make a very special TikTok for her birthday. I also found out Vern Troyer's birthday was January 1st. I did not know that. And I'm going to make a very special TikTok commemorating his favorite sandwich on there for that. So for those that miss Vern and his food videos like I do, and his tweets as well, if you follow him on Twitter, we all miss him dearly. He was a great guy. So those are just a couple TikToks coming up, and then of course everything else is pretty much gonna be random, but hopefully the lamb chop thing will keep going strong, because I'm over 77k views on TikTok with that very first video. So I did make another one of her as my tree topper, but I realized I think she needs angel wings and a halo to make it complete. So I might get a little crafty and do that. So sorry I dragged this out a little bit, but it's just some venting I had to get out of my system, because you know how it is. So don't be a Karen. And don't think you are better than another generation just because, yeah, maybe some of this stuff does apply to you. And you know what's actually funny? I posted a grumpy comment on something on Facebook once and was actually called a boomer for it. I was like, you know what, I'm taking that as a compliment, because you're just making me sound more mature than my actual age group. Like I said, Karens are grumpy, so hey, if I'm grumpy about something, there's a valid reason for it. Anyway, thank you all. Have a good one, and hey, I'll see you in the next video. Whenever that may be. Love you.